here's the next video. Here we are the next day on a nice sunny morning, just working out where to position the valve holders. As you can see, I'm just sort of mucking about here, and I've just plopped those wires on there just for sort of sake of identification. So there's a anode, there's a grid 2, there's a grid 1, and then here's our cathode, the black one. Our heaters are those two wires there, so they're sort of off in a corner. However though, then they've got to sort of reach over here to the transformer, but that's not really a problem. This one has been puzzling me a little bit, this which will be the 6SL7. So as said on the last video, it goes GAK, G-A-K, G-A-K, 7 and 8 being the heaters. Well, this is a good position for it to be, because that means the heater wiring can get tucked in there. This grid here is as far away from where the mains transformer is going to be. The only problem is that, so it goes GAK. This one here, that will mean that it's quite near the transformer. This is good because this is our anode, and so we've got a sort of direct path to our grid over here. This valve is in the wrong way round at the moment, or is it? Yeah, it is, because so this is a heater, grid 2. They want to be over the other side, I think, so I need to turn that round. Blah blah blah, where are we? Let's have a look. Okay, anode, grid 2, grid. No, you see, this is right for this, so where are we? GAK, GA. So the anode will go to, where are we? I've lost him. Here. So that's good. It just means that we've got to sort of reach a little bit further for our anode to the output transformer, which is, you know, all wiring should be as short as possible. We'll have a think about that one. This socket here is good as well, because our 6SL7, I ain't going to drop this because this is the only one I've got, when fitted to the socket, go like that, meaning that it will sit like that. You can see it in all its loveliness, see both triads and whatever, rather than it be like that or like that. And you can see the lovely print on it, made in the USA, Sylvania, blah blah blah. So that's all good. The one thing I have screwed up on, let's take that out. So I went ahead, as you saw yesterday, drilled a hole. We used our punch thing, chassis punch, to make the holes. But then when I came to try and position these this morning to get the holes for the screws, bolts, whatever you call them, to try and get them sort of lovely, so we don't want it sort of over there, we don't want it over there, it wants to be sort of equidistant in the middle, yeah? It made trying to find out where they should be really tricky. If you sort of hold it from here and then try and flip it over to position it, then you can't do that. I looked at trying to put some cardboard around it to try and keep it central, couldn't do that. What I should have done right from the start was, when we had this hole, the centre hole, for where we were going to put the valves, we should have mocked the holes out then using that centre hole. However, that is a little bit problematic, because I think the chassis punches wandered a little bit. This one seems to have wandered over that way, and this one seems to have wandered over that way. That doesn't look central, does it? There's our centre line. Yeah, this is always the tricky bit, is keeping it really accurate. It doesn't really matter, but you know, we try to do our best. This is where the CAD lads went hands down with the laser guided missile fucking drilling machine. Anyway, I shall progress, I shall get the holes drilled for that. The other thing is I've been going through my bits trying to find out some suitable what do you call it, binding posts for the back there for the speaker outputs. I've got all these different ones, but either I can't find like the plastic parts to these ones, or like these ones don't match those ones. And then I've got some really nice bits like these Alma Swiss made sockets, but I haven't got the right colours. I've got a red one, a green one. I've got a couple of other like earth type ones which I could maybe use, and then I've got a blue one, and then so basically all I've got really is like a yellow one, two sort of black ones that don't match, etc, etc. So I was thinking, this is sort of already looking like a very vintage 1950s sort of thing. It's, you know, that's its character. Its character's starting to be that way, if you're with me. So it'd probably be better to use parts that are of that period, which these are. So I'm going to use those. Going along on that theme, I was thinking, right, well, usually I just bung an IEC, yeah, on there. But I was thinking, haha, I know somewhere I've got a ball-in plug. And I've just been searching for it for about an hour and finally found it. I've gone through that shed out there, turning the place upside down, it was just there in a bloody box, typical. So I think we're going to use one of these old ball-in plugs. I've got the corresponding plug and lead, so we'll pop that in there, pop those on, and then that's the furniture on the back sorted. Then the only thing we've really got to do then is work out what knobs we're going to use and what pots. Still not certain about that tone control thing. I've got some big old things like this, these big old knobs. Maybe I've got some similar ones in the shed. I mean, I've got various sort of aluminium type ones, two new 270s. Got some, you know, the same sort of thing there. Yeah, so I'm not sure about that yet. Well, that's the holes drilled. I'm drilling out to, what is it? 1 centimetre. Just using a step drill. And as mentioned, because aluminium is a form of cheese, you get like this swarf, it sticks to drill bits. A bit of a freaking nightmare, and I found me wax, so give it a going over with that. It does help it cut better. I shall go and come from the other side with it. And then these little plastic thingy insulating washers, they've got like a key at the top. I've gone a bit mad on this one, but to get the key I'm just using the triangle file, doing it by eye. Like a wrap file here. No, that's going to make it too big. We'll try that. And that's got it. Very fiddly. The little sort of flange. Ooh, you see the little flange things only small. We've got to sort that out a bit as well. Finish these two. See, look, that wax has stopped it to stop the aluminium sticking. sandpaper, rough stuff. It's scratching the aluminium, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm going to scratch it all up anyway to create a key for the etching primer. Well, I think I've just about got all the components, probably bar one, sighted where they're going to go. So we've got the input here, which then goes to our pot, you know, a volume pot, which then goes to our input. We've got our on switch at the back to keep the mains well out of the way with a main fuse. Right, I'm going to have to take these bits out because they're only just sort of plopped in there. On the back I've got on the back we've got a Ballinley mains input thingy, socket, on off switch, fuse, all together. So obviously it goes from there to there to there to the transformer. So there's a switch, sort of that's in a way of our toroid. I found yesterday a load of these rubber boots. That goes on like that. And then this mains transformer going to have to sort of be situated a bit higher than flat against the chassis, which means we're just going to have to stand it off a bit, but that's good because it gets it out the way of our input volume, volume gain stage, whatever you call it. I'm not very good with words today. You know, some days you just get up and it's just like crap right from you get up. You don't want to get out of bed because you feel knackered, and then it sort of goes downhill from there. It's one of those days. Never mind. Right, so as mentioned, the only thing we haven't got, I've got various of these old pots, big old nice big old pots, dual gang. This is one never been used, 1 meg. Don't know if we'll use that. I've got another one here which is 250k, although that is reading weird. I'm not quite sure if it's got anti-log on it, log and anti-log on it, so I'm not quite sure whether I'll use that. So I'll probably use one of those, but that means that you've got no balance. I'm still thinking I might put a tone control on it somewhere. Not quite sure I'm going to do that. Really want to keep things simple if I can. So the one thing we haven't got is a balance control. Maybe I could just do something like a little pot here or something, or here, or even here, you know, just like a little preset type thing, just to balance it up. I don't know. I'm not bothered about that yet. So now I've got to straighten out the chassis, prepare it for painting, get it painted, get the bugger built.